Claire from Mum's Essentials, and today I'm here to talk about labels for clothing. If you're anything like me, your son or daughter is constantly needing labelling of clothing, and it's an absolute nightmare. Spending time sewing things in just to find a few weeks later there's something else they need, or they've grown out of the thing that you'd originally sewn the label in, you have to start again. Your stitches have become unpicked and you've got to sew it back in again. Absolute nightmare, but I think I found the answer in the form of Petit Fernand stick-in labels. These have been an absolute lifesaver for me, from my son and daughter, for nursery, and are super quick and easy to use, and are a little bit different. As you can see, they are much more colourful and pretty than your standard traditional name tape labels, which a lot of people might appreciate. You can see here we've got a backdrop. You can choose these to be completely customisable to the personality and preferences of your child. I've just put some letters here in place of the children's name, but of course you can have your children's name there. Another handy tip I found is that you can even include your mobile phone number, which I thought would be a really good idea to use an additional line on the label for the purposes of, if the item were to get lost, there's a handy way that the person, whoever finds it, can contact me. So that's just something that I do, but obviously not compulsory. I'm going to demonstrate first the clothing labels, but Petit Fernand do all sorts of different labels. I've got clothing ones in here. They do shoe labels, which I'm going to talk to you a little bit about later. They also do labels for things like water bottles, lunch boxes, all the different items of paraphernalia that children might have for school. So it's very simple to peel one off. And interestingly, these labels are designed not to attach to the fabric, but to attach to the care label that you find inside the garment. I've picked a hat because if your children are anything like mine, because a hat is the kind of thing that you are constantly taking on and off, they get left everywhere, so it's the perfect thing to ensure is labelled if it's not going to get lost. So simply take the label, take the care label. I'll just say that again, it's the care label, not the fabric of the item itself, and press down like so, and that label is firmly attached. I've chosen to cover the keep away from fire notice so that the size and the washing instructions are still visible for me when I come back to look at this item in the future. And I will be looking at it a good few times, because it's important to note that these labels are completely washing machine and tumble dryer safe. I've been using these for quite some months now, and my son's nursery clothing goes through a lot. It's been covered in paint and mud and so forth, so it's being washed several times a week, and these labels have survived that process. It's hard to believe that a sticker would actually cope. You'd look at it and you'd think, oh, you know, as soon as it comes into contact with water, no doubt the stickiness is going to be gone, it's just going to be floating off, and that's that. I'll stick to the traditional sewing labels, but I can absolutely promise you that doesn't happen, and it was something that I had to actually try myself to believe. The really innovative things, I think, are the shoe labels, purely because obviously the traditional sewing name tapes would be very difficult to attach to a pair of shoes, for one. Secondly, obviously shoes undergo a great deal of friction from wear, so you're going to need something that is going to really stay put, and again, this company have the most wonderful solution in the form of their shoe labels. They come in two parts. So we've seen a girl design, now we're going to look at a design that would be one that I think my son would particularly appreciate, because he's a fan of tractors. So here you can see that I've customised the background of it to be blue. and I've put some random letters there, but again you can have the first name and surname of your child, the first name, just the surname, perhaps a mobile number again if you think that would be useful. And I've chosen a picture of a tractor purely because my son is interested in tractors, but there's all sorts you can choose from on the website. And the second part of the shoe label is the protective film. So it's very simple. All you do is you take the sticker that would have the child's name on it and you place it over the protective film like so, and then you press the entire thing down into the shoe. So I'll just open that up so you can see. Just press the entire thing down to the shoe and press hard, and you will find that even with substantial wear, that is sweat proof, friction proof, it's not going to go anywhere, which is just what you need. So those are the clothing labels, those are the shoe labels. There are lots of other things that you can label with their various products that they have on the website, again water bottles, lunch boxes, things like that. I've just gone for those types, but in their sort of, I call it a checkbook style booklet that you receive when you place an order, all the labels that you've ordered will all be inside the same booklet, so you've just got a one-stop shop every time you've got something that needs to be labelled, and nothing's going to get lost. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found that useful.